This episode of Now This Is Lit is brought to you by Audible. Check the link in the description to get your first Star Wars audiobook free. Everyone loves free things. Click that link. Do it. This show is also brought to you by our patrons. If you want to support the show in a different way, with just $1 a month, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/StarWarsLitPod. You can get a sticker. You can get access to an exclusive show that we do every month that's wild and chaotic and fun and something you can only get by becoming a member of the Patreon. There'll be so many more perks very, very soon. But for now, do you want a sticker? Do you want a sticker that has a Now This Is Lit logo? Because it's fantastic and I love them. But I also want to give them away because there's just a stack of stickers on my desk. So if you want one, $1 a month. Patreon.com/StarWarsLitPod. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. You're listening to Now This Is Lit, a podcast about Star Wars books, the people who make them, and the readers who just can't get enough of them. I'm your host, Meg Dowell. I use she, her pronouns. And Star Wars Reign of the Empire, The Mask of Fear is out today. You've already heard my interview with Alexander Freed, and this is my spoiler-free review of the book. I hope you enjoy the book and the review, and if you haven't purchased the book yet, do that. It's worth it. Let me tell you why. Star Wars has always been political. If you disagree, you may not be the right audience for my work. The franchise was built upon, and still revolves around, stories of war. The parties responsible, the innocent people impacted by the aftermath, and those genuinely trying to stop it. It has been this way for nearly 50 years, and it's not stopping anytime soon. Whether intentional or not, most likely not. Reign of the Empire, The Mask of Fear is a devastatingly timely narrative about a rapidly shifting galaxy, the drastic takeover of a regime, and how everyone, from so-called ordinary people to those glued to the Senate floor, is attempting to survive it. Very little time has passed since Order 66 and the immediate aftermath of Revenge of the Sith. Political figures like Mon Mothma and Bail Organa find themselves tiptoeing upon new ground under the watchful eye of the Galactic Empire, reeling from what they have seen in the weeks, months, and years prior. The Jedi are gone. Good riddance. The new Emperor has not been seen since the rapid dismantling of the Republic. Separatist worlds are counting their losses. Some, such as Saw Gerrera, are already attempting to ignite a fight against those deemed responsible for the worst of the war's casualties. But then there are those caught between two questionable choices: serving the Empire and saving those the Republic left to suffer, no matter the cost. What does the average everyday citizen do when nothing happening above or around them makes sense? Who can be trusted? Is it time to fight again? Or has there been enough fighting for one lifetime? It's hard to read this book without thinking of current events. That's all I can really say to that effect. You don't have to view it that way, or read it with real-world context. But personally, I tried that and failed. This is not a criticism of the book. Far from it. When I say Star Wars is political, I mean Star Wars is a web of stories inspired by the worst things humanity has ever done to itself. Perhaps you're not into stories about passing bills, hiding from Imperial spies, or being one, or trying to speak out against the wrongdoings of people more powerful than you. But perhaps you are instead a fan of tales surrounding the thrill of post-war conspiracies, or the dangers of partnering with those you can't fully trust. The blurred lines that come with pretending you're someone you're not, laced with just enough truth to keep you sane as anyone can be in a galaxy like this. Alexander Freed has always been good at highlighting the traumas of conflict and how people recover, or don't, from the horrors they've been forced to witness. He steps it up even further with Mask of Fear, except this time he gets to do it with familiar characters like Mon Mothma and Bail Organa. Freed is interested in the politics of the particular era he happens to be writing in, as always. But in this case, he's even more focused on the people responding to those politics. Not just those impacted by them, but also those who might have the influence necessary to do something about them. You'll thoroughly enjoy this book if you're already a Freed fan. If The Rise of the Empire is your favorite era in Star Wars, if you really liked Andor and want to know more about Mon Mothma's earlier involvement in the movement that would eventually morph into the rebellion. Some books, without fully meaning to, just happen to line up so perfectly with the times that it's hard to believe it wasn't actually written yesterday or even a few months ago. Things just sometimes work out that way. It's a good story if that's all you're looking for, but an even better one if you're seeking a Star Wars story that is both captivating and relevant. It all happened a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. But history has a way of repeating itself 1,000 generations over. Star Wars, Reign of the Empire, The Mask of Fear by Alexander Freed is available now wherever you get your Star Wars books. Now This Is Lit is part of the Faraway Fandom Network. It is produced by Devor Montum and written, hosted, and edited by me. Jose Jimenez designed our podcast art. You can keep up with the show on Substack and Now This Is Lit, and find the show wherever you get your podcasts. There are so many ways you can support the show, and all of those ways are linked in the show description. The newest way is to become a member of our Patreon. For $1 a month, you can get access to an exclusive show and a sticker. And if we get 500 people to support the Patreon per month, I can hire an editor. That would be great for me, and maybe for you too. So if you'd like to support the show with just $1 a month, you can do it that way. Or you can just keep listening and sharing the episodes. That is also helpful, and I appreciate it. For more book reviews and Star Wars Book Celebration, follow Star Wars Book Reviews on Instagram and TikTok.